we wait. Alrighty. See how the audio goes. Alright, we got sound. Excuse me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the start of the round of 8 here at Darlington. Getting ready to kick this one off. We got at least an 11-car field coming into today's event as race 1, Darlington, the Lady in Black. The track too tough to tame. Only 5 cars qualified, so it will be Sir Gillian starting on the pole. Second will be Involved Tense in the 88. The 8 of JE Racing starts in third. Fourth will be Mudweiser in the 12. And fifth will be 19mm in the 78. And those are your top 5 drivers getting ready to start tonight's event. And the drivers that made it into the round of 8, let's not forget about that, is 19mm Gillian's BM. Nope, I'm on the wrong one, I believe. Oh, my producer just came in. I am on the wrong one. So it's 19mm Lord Grizzle, Private Patton, who won his way in last week. Sir Gillian's, BTR, Tristan Dobbs, JRC Indy, Involved Tense, and JE Racing. A stacked round of 8 we got as we get ready to jump in and kick off the next round of these Air League playoffs. I'm going to apologize first. I'm just getting over a cold. My voice might be a little bit shot, so the enthusiasm might not be able to be captured as well as it usually is. So I do know we have Yokeman, who will not be in the field tonight. He will be watching on the stream, so we'll be looking forward to that. As I have to look both at my phone, which is to my right, and to my back right. But we're going to get it going here. The 29 and the 88 on the front row. Green flag waves. The round of 8 begins at Darlington. Let's watch from everybody's favorite camera the look back. You see everybody trying to find the lines. Everybody trying to find their spot in line. More like it. A lot of guys getting squirrely out of turn 2. Let's go back through the field here side by side with Mudweiser and the 4 of Digi. Oh, and there goes the 88 of Involved Tense. Was second, now falls as a turn 3 and 4 disaster. Have him shuffled to the back. And look who's climbing through the field. There is the 9 of Private Patton. Oh, tries to take advantage of the 12 who got squirrely. Tries to peek to his outside. How well is that wall riding gonna go? JE Racing and 19mm goes side by side up at the front. And JE in the black number 8 will shoot through to second place. 45 of 19 though with a better entry, getting to the bumper of that number 8. But he will fall back in line. Meanwhile, the 9 of Private Patton looking to the bottom side of the 12. Couldn't quite get a run on him. 19 to the inside of the 8 now. He takes a peek. Back through the field. Oh no, a car around. It is the 5 of Tristan Dobbs. And here's an unfamiliar sight. Lord Grizzle back here in 11th. He must have had some kind of spin that I didn't see. He's all the way back here at the back end of the field. I missed something. Oh, and J.E., he's going to lose a couple of spots. 3 wide out of 4. J.E. going to drop it to the bottom and fall back to 4th. Now fighting to stay in 4th with the 12 of Mudweiser. 9mm up into the outside wall, and squeaking through to 2nd is the 9 of Private Patton from the back to the front, as we've seen multiple times this season. And now has nothing in his sights but the 29 of Sir Gillian's. And the better exit off of 4 from the 9. Meanwhile, JRC Indy has worked himself up to 6th in the 38. Ooh, a little squirrely there. Had to let off there. Goes involved 10ths in the 88. Through to 6th. JRC will fall to 7th. Islanders fan. Sorry, I thought that was Digibuds. Islanders fan in the 4. I'm so used to seeing Digibuds in the 4 car. It is Islanders fan. Newcomer to the league on pit road now. Oh, and another spin by Lord Grizzle. But look at this, a battle for the lead now underway as the 9 has caught the 29. Now in his draft, these long straightaways are going to become treacherous. As the 9 now fully in the draft of Sir Gillian's. And we go to look for that 45 of Mudweiser, who looks to have found his footing and is closing in on your top 2, but now battle. Oh, I thought there was going to be a battle for the lead there. The 9 stays in line. Could be a case of let's sort it out. Right now, 9 laps complete here through stage 1. Side by side for the lead now. Through 3 and 4. Gillian's to the high side, into the outside wall. Gonna try and, oh, touches a bumper. A Private Patton that shoots him to the bottom. Oh, and Private Patton having to slow it all the way down to save it. He falls to the tail end. Oh no, slight contact. Where is Sir Gillian's? He fell all the way back to 3rd. Your leader now, the 45 of 9mm. J.E. up to 2nd. Sir Gillian's down to 3rd. I'm watching on stream. Lord Grizzle doing everything to keep that car pointed straight. He did say before the race this was one of his least favorite tracks on the circuit. And he is definitely not putting out the showing we're used to seeing. As we go back to Sir Gillian's, he was putting a fight on the 8 of J.E. As 9mm continues to drive away. (11 of 57, 12 of 57). Oh, and a crash! The 8 and the 29. That'll bring out the manual caution. 2-car incident. When they come across the line again, that should be the manual yellow. And Lord Grizzle staying on the lead lap. And boy, he was 1 lap away from being a lap down. All right. So the 9 of Private Patton, who's now actually sitting in 4th after all that mayhem. Now the drivers go down pit road. How will this change up the field? We'll have to wait and see once they get off. Private Patton now finds himself in 3rd. Meanwhile, the 38 of JRC Indy has moved himself all the way up into 4th. Very interesting. Now the drivers pile in 2 by 2, coming to the Geico restart zone. They're going to start up at the line. Green flag waves once again at Darlington. Oh, never mind. I thought we were going green that time. That is entirely... entirely my bad. Whoopsie. Oh, dear God. We didn't need a blender. All right, they're looking a little bit more racy now. And green flag waves. We are back underway in 1-9. Going a little bit after the restart zone caught the 88 off guard. And Involved Tense drops to 3rd. Meanwhile, the 9 of Private Patton up to 2nd. The 12 of Mudweiser had to rejoin the track. And now Sir Gillian's moving his way up to 4th. Pole sitter on the day after the crash with the 8 of JE. Starting to work his way back up through the field. And look at Lord Grizzle back here. Up 3 spots. Maybe found his line. We'll have to see. Now we can actually study up other cars and see how they're running this track. As the run is on to catch the 45 of 19mm, who is just running the outside wall. And the 9 doing the same thing as well. I thought I saw a car going around. I want to make sure. So now how will 19, a seasoned veteran, go against the hot young buck, the 9 of Private Patton? They're here at the track that is too tough to tame. The 9 is there. He is well in the draft of 19mm. Meanwhile, Sir Gillian's, into the outside wall, back down the track into JRC Indy. Indy now up to 4th. And now how will the 9 navigate the 45? Oh, and Highlanders ran, and the 4 is out. Done for the day, the 4 car is. So now just a 10-car field. Oh, and I finally got car noise back. Oh, thank you, God. Jairus Indy actually now finds himself in 3rd. We'll have to see how that goes. Back up at the front, though. 19mm under fire from the 9. Oh, and lets him go by. He's going to try the crossover, though. Here he is, back to the inside. It's going to come out of 4. I have no idea what the lap number is. I can only tell you the interval between Grizzle, Dobbs, and Gillian's. But the 9 holds Pat at the lead. 23 laps completed. 23 of 57. Oh, and Grizzle with hard contact. Oh, here comes 19, though. He's going to peek to the inside of Patton. He's not going to have the room to make the move. Meanwhile, back through the field, though, Indy's starting to come under fire from the 29 of Sir Gillian's. Oh, and they both lose it out of 2. Both do well to save it. Oh, and Indy going to touch that wall. Coming out of 4, that's going to open the lane for Gillian's to get to his outside, and through to 3rd goes the 29. The Darlington stripe being handed out to the 38 of Indy. Back up at the front, though, 19 has continued to bring the fight to Patton. Patton is not just driven away as he's done in other times he's taken the lead. Like I said, 19, a seasoned veteran. He knows how to keep his composure and keep his line so that way he can keep applying pressure to those ahead of him. And it looks like he's just going to stay in line with the 9. They're just going to ride it out, keep the battle amongst themselves. Indy pulling away from Gillian's now. He's figured his lines out and is pulling away. So we'll see if we can do a run through the field here. Oh, Lord Grizzle on the wall once more. Mikey Danman back there in 9th. Waiting for an opportunity to strike on the 64. Meanwhile, though, everybody seems to have found their own piece of real estate here. It's cars we did see up at the front, like JE in the 8 and Mudweiser in the 12, seem to have found their way to the back of the field. Right there in 9th and... Oh, my... Lord Grizzle making a hell of a save. He was completely sideways. Oh, and as I say it, Into the inside wall goes the 64. And he pancaked the crap out of that thing. He's going to fall all the way back to 9th. That is your 10th place car. Oh, Tristan Dobbs finds the inside wall himself. Same thing that happened to Grizzle in that same exact corner. You saw Sir Gillian's below the dotted white line. You can just hear the throttle difference between Gillian's and the 47 of 1 or the 45 of 19 millimeter. You hear how he's not consistently in the throttle through the corners. Heard him let off through that last time in 3 and 4. We didn't really see that much out of those two up at the front who are just running away with it. And there you see the tail end of the field just ahead of them. And really, these two are the candidates for the championship for this season. And let me tell you what, when you put either one of these two in a box, when they need to win, boy, does it pay off in spades. So we'll be interested to see how this one shakes out. Man, these two are just so good with just riding in line with each other. And meanwhile, Indy still gapping the 29 of Sir Gillian's, but not closing the gap ahead of him to that 45 of 19 millimeter. As we are 34 of 57. Through stage 1. Oh, that's like a really bad thing on my forearm too, so if you hear a wince, it's probably because of that. Who is that to the inside? Was that Tristan Dobbs? It was. It was the 5 of Dobbs who goes now 1 lap down. And there you see the 38. JRC Indy, Tristan Dobbs, what does well to get out of the way. And he will now bring that 5 down pit road. Sets up for pit entry, and there is the entrance. Oh, and Sir Gillian's has a problem. He's trying to set himself up for pit entry. He's now the 29 and the 5. Are both down. Meanwhile, the 5, though, who is on pit road, is a lap down. I think that was the 64 of Lord Grizzle. It is the 64 of Lord Grizzle that is also on pit road. Question is, though, what'll happen with this top 2? Who will short pit who? Will the 9 come down first and short pit the 45 to try and extend his lead? If he does, will the 45 come down with him? Or will the 45 short pit the 9? Neither one of them are even looking in that direction. As really, nobody's forcing anybody's hand to pit. These guys can stay out as long as they needed to. Lord Grizzle probably still had another 4 to 5 laps of fuel, but his front end was damaged so bad he had to come down and fix that aero damage because it was raising his engine temps up. And here they come. The 9 and the 45. The race to leaders. 1-9 trying to just get every last inch he can on the 9, but it was definitely Private Patton winning on pit entry there. Here's the 38 still on pit road. Here's the 32 of Mikey Danman. Here is the 29 of Sir Gillians. He's awaiting the 38 to exit his pit. He did short pit him. There he is at the bottom. That is the 38. He did win that race off of pit road, and you saw he put everything onto entry at turn 1, trying to get every inch he could on him. Get every little bit of an edge. And look at the gap, that little bit. 2 laps, I think, around that. 1 or 2 laps, short pitted. And look at the gap it gave him. Now, here is the 45 and the 9. What did the short pit do for the 29 as it relates to these two? It did not do a whole heck of a lot. Meanwhile, the 9 of Private Patton now just running away with it a bit. These two are pretty similar. Excuse me, these two are pretty similar before that round of pit stops. And these guys should be able to make it to the end now of this stage without having to come down again. There is Mikey Danman relinquishing the lead to the 9 of Private Patton. Actually, he is still being shown as your race leader. That was these guys getting their lap back. This will be when he relinquishes his lead to your top 2. Man, I am just watching Lord Grizzle just 4-wheel drift at 64. Who is that? Oh, it is Mikey Danman. That was apparently not a passport position, as the Lord Grizzle 64 is a lap down. Did not know that. I do now. As we look onto the 29, who's now got the 8 of JE in his sights. Is JE actually in 3rd right now? I think he might be, honestly. Oh, that's not JE. That is involved tense in the 88. Yes, involved tense. He's actually running 7th right now, so that is not for position. Involved tense, the first car 1 lap down. You can just see the lead expanding from the 9 to the 45. Private Patton wants to lock himself in for the championship round early. Take the pressure off and just have fun the next couple weeks. But this is still only stage 1. What lap is stage 1? I couldn't tell you. But I will be able to tell you in one hot second. 11 to go. Now 10 laps to go for the 9 of Private Patton. Ooh, Ooh, that is actually a battle for position as Sir Gillian's. Oh, and there's a wreck by Gillian's. I was going to say Sir Gillian's was actually sitting 8th, so yes, that was a battle for position. That was 7th and 8th right there. But a huge knock by Gillian's. And now that just allows Involved Tents to drive away. And here comes the 88 of Involved Tents. Maybe they do have to make one more stop. Maybe this will be when 1-9 tries the short pit on the 9. If indeed everybody else does need to come down. Remember, the 9 and the 45 stayed out longer than anybody else on track. Except for Mikey Danman. So we'll have to see. Oh, 1-9 into the wall. Car on the bottom. That is the 32 of Mikey Danman. He's going to stay low for the leader, Private Patton. As you can just see him continuing to grow his lead. As I'm more interested in seeing who gets their lap back as Mikey Danman now appears to be the last car, or the first car 1 lap down. There is the 88 of Involved Tents. Private Patton is putting on some kind of a clinic here today. I couldn't tell you who's 1 lap down, 2 laps down. I can tell you Involved Tents is 2 laps down. He's a lap down from Lord Grizzle, who is also a lap down. He runs 8th. So a lot of drivers not having their best days here at Darlington. We now have 5 laps to go. You can count the laps in stage 1 on one hand. This is not what Private Patton wants to see. He does not want to see these two guys close together. That might mean they're going to try and fight each other for which car is going to go a lap down. And there you see the 88 under the 5 of Tristan Dobbs, who also has not had the run we're used to seeing. Oh, touches the white line. That'll get him up into the wall. Private Patton going to squeeze on by underneath the dotted white line as 9mm is just turned into a speck in his rear view mirror. Now has his eyes set. Oh, and there's... Oh, no, that's the 38 of JRC. Contact with the inside wall as he went around. JRC 1 lap down. Now as we have coming to 2 laps remaining. Another car around. You see them slow right around the start-finish line. It was not Lord Grizzle. Can confirm it was not Lord Grizzle. That looks like Sir Gillian's, who's, again, started on the pole for today. That shows you this track ain't made for everybody. This time around, 2 laps to go in stage 1. And look at what can only be called a brick wall in front of the 9. He still has to get around this track 2 more times. I think it might just be 1 more time. I'm going to assume 1 more time just to be safe. And now it's Sir Gillian's. Is it 9 out of fuel? No. But he does win stage 1. That is the end of stage 1. The 9 of Private Patton, your stage winner. He didn't want any part of what he saw in front of him. Just let off, let them get far enough away from him, and then got back into it. I mean, he had the gap between him and 1-9 to where that would have no effect on him. And so it was Mudweiser finishing third, JE Racing fourth. JRC still came home with a top 5 finish in stage 1. Mikey Danman 6th, Lord Grizzle 7th, Tristan Dobbs 8th, Sir Gillian's 9th, Involved 10th. And if you're really curious, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap. It stops with JE Racing. 1-9, 4. Mudweiser and JE are the other 2. So there you go. You want to know how crazy this one's been? It's about to get even crazier as we go green for the start of stage 2. The 9 of Patton with a tremendous restart. He'll power through and lead him into 1. Now 1-9 back in the draft of the 9. Remember, only 4 cars stopping at the 12 are on the lead lap. Everybody else behind them is at least a lap down. Oh, and contact with JE. Dives it in there. Into the wall goes the 8. And third place goes back to the 45. And the third place... car is now the 12 of Mudweiser. JE falls to 4th. He won't fall any farther, even if all those guys pass him. Oh, 2-car incident! That brings out the yellow. Another car will rejoin the lead lap. Actually, JRC Indy did get the lucky dog that last yellow, so he is on the lead lap. So now we'll have 6. It will be Tristan Dobbs getting the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap. So we'll be from 4 to 6. Or 5 to 6, because I did not count JRC Indy as the lucky dog at the end of on that stage break caution. So it will be 6, ending with Tristan Dobbs. Mikey Danman, Grizzle, Gillians. All 3 will be 1 lap, 3 will be 1 lap down. And Involved Tense will get another lap back, and he will be 1 lap down. Actually, Sir Gillians took the wave around and will start at the rear. Did not come down pit road. So now we got 8 cars. The lead lap is growing again as, man, they're getting racy up at the front. Almost 3 wide at Darlington, of all places. Luckily, the 9 was able to power through and put an exclamation point on his lead. Here comes 19mm to the inside. Can 19 in the 45 get through to second? Contact with Indy. He's around. JE shoved Indy right out of the way. And a 1-car incident means that JRC Indy will fall to the tail end after just getting back on the lead lap. And a 1-car incident, only 1 car damaged. So unfortunately for Indy, we stay green. But I can tell you what, stage 3 is not going to be fun for that 8. He's already gotten to the 45 and caused him to lose the spot. He did immediately get it back, but then he comes back and then knocks the 38 clean off the track and into the inside wall. So stage 3 might be a little stressful for some folks. As Private Patton, your leader again. Or continues to be your leader. Not even again. Nobody got by him. 9 laps through stage 2. 54 laps needed to be complete. Meanwhile, we'll go back here with the 29 of Sir Gillian's with Mikey Danman. Trying to get by him and put that 29 back in the top 5. Right now sits 6. I believe Mikey Danman is on the lead. Did get his lap back. I can't rewind a Twitch stream, so I couldn't tell you. Ooh, there's some. There's a little stream glitch. 45 though, closing in on the 9. We'll keep an eye on that as we are watching the 29. Oh boy, the 88 and the 5. Doing battle through 3 and 4. There's the 38 of JRC Indy. I'm already going to get it from him, too. I know he's watching. I know he just heard me call him the wrong name again, so I can't wait to hear about that. But on pit road now, guarantee to fix that fender damage he got from absolutely clapping the inside wall. Oh, Mudweiser in the back. Getting squirrely. Move. Sir Gillian's up to 4th. That is the 8 of JE Racing just ahead. As the 12 got severely loose at a turn 4 and had to chase it all the way down the racetrack. 29 Sir Gillian's giving the run to the 32 as he smacks the outside wall at a 2, trying to save his car from doing the same thing the 12s did. Only he hit the gas, not let off. Now, with pressure in his rear view, will that still give him enough time to look out his windshield to try and catch the 8? The 8! Loose at a turn 2. Chased it all the way below that painted white. And Gillian's doing well to hold that bottom through 3 and 4. My gosh. Really good 3 and 4 by the 29. As the battle for the lead seems to be stabilized, or at least the gap to the lead seems to be stabilizing. Lord Grizzle seems to still be doing all right. 15 of 54 complete. Here goes the 29 to the inside of the 8. On a car around! The 5 of Dobbs catches the painted white, and he'll go around. The 8 tries to drive it in on the 29. No bottom open. Goes for the high road this time and just relinquishes the fight that time. Oh boy, and there goes the 88. Shooting and darting to the bottom. As he got loose. Inside goes the 29 goes the 8 of JE. Contact again with the 29. Oh boy. JE, like I said, is not making friends. That was a little bit less egregious than some of the other moves he's made today. But oh, and now it's in 32. 32 does the same thing. He just saw what he did to the 29. He is quick to get on by. And JE now falls back to 4th. And he's got the 12 of Mudweiser now filling up his rear view. To the bottom goes Mudweiser, and the 88 of Evolved 10's going to go with him. Meanwhile, the 88, a much better, turns 3 and 4 there. He'll have the run on the 12. The 12 going to relinquish that spot to the 88. Knew he had the better run. Meanwhile, the gap to the lead continuing to extend. It's Private Patton given 19mm. Everything he can handle. Usually it's the 19mm show on these types of tracks, but the 9 of Private Patton is coming in here and giving 19 something to chase. Usually 19 is just chasing the end of the race and gonna collect a trophy. Now he's got a rabbit. And the 9 of Private Patton, who's really putting him to work. I mean, this 9 car has not seen a lick of that wall or any contact. Even that car looks like it just came off the hauler. So, I mean, this car has seen very little trouble. Meanwhile, you can see a couple of bumps and scrapes on that 32. We won't even get into Lord Grizzle. The race he has had is definitely not one he anticipated having. Meanwhile, Sir Gillian's got severely loose out of turn 2. He is quick to save it, get it back on the track before anybody else can get to him. "23 laps complete." Oh, a lot of cars getting loose. The 29 of Gillian's using that wall with everything it's got to try and keep that car safe. And uh-oh, look who he's got ahead of him. That is the 8 of JE. That is the car that put him back here. A little bit of added motivation ahead of him to try and find that line, hit that gear that'll allow him to get a little more speed out of that Toyota. Well, 19mm, I think might have closed that gap, maybe two tenths at the most, but it's looking smaller, but not by much. Oh, 2 cars around. It is the 5 and the 12. Mudweiser and Dobbs both get ghosted. That'll bring out the manual caution, and a perfect time to do it, as we were getting pretty damn close to green flag pit stop. So when the 9 crosses the line, you'll definitely see and hear him slow right down. If I had engine noise. There you go. Even using the wall. The 45 of 19mm, allowing all the cars that are a lap down to go by. Man, look how long it took him to catch Private Patton. Jeez. And so now, manual yellow. This also means, because it is not an actual yellow, I have no idea who's on the lead lap right now. I do know the 88 car is not your race leader. The 9 enters as the leader. The 45 of 19mm enters second. We'll see on this angle where they all shake out. There you see all the cars taking the wave around. Had to go get my blue light glasses. My eyes are starting to hurt. A little weak after fighting off a cold all weekend. And they still will have to make one more pit stop in order to make it to the end of this one. So we will not go green this time by. They're going to give it one more go around. We got the 32 car on pit road, along with the 29. Skillion's out. Oh my God. No, Gillian's is right behind the 45. I can't see that. Oh, dearie me. Oh no, I can't see where Sir Gillian's is. To me, it says he's out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something dumb. Because this is on my end. And I know what I gotta do, but we're gonna wait till they go green in order to do it. It's already too late. That sucks too. I was gonna see if Gillian's wanted to come up here. Again in the booth. But green flag waves. The 9 of Private Patton. Sir Gillian's is through to third. He sits between that 5 and the 45. Even though it doesn't look like a car can fit there, he is there. Because the 5 is legitimately on the bumper. Alright, so now that they're single file, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. You're going to be able to hear the in-race chat, so if you ever want to hear what goes on in the in-race,
Hi, baby. Love you. Be careful.
Oh! Around. Oh. Mikey got him to, but for only one stop, I think.
Yeah, something kept on going.
hold on. Give me 1 second.
I see it, Mikey. That's pretty much what it felt like. Huh?
All right, we're back in. I had to jump back in to the lobby through one of the guys in that group chat, in the in-race chat, because I was unable to see the 29 of Sir Gillian's on the stream. It was showing that he was out, when clearly, on the stream I'm watching right now, there he is, by golly gosh. We fixed the problem. Look who's running third. That is the 5 of Tristan Dobbs. Oh my good golly, I didn't think we were going to get to talk about him in a positive light today. Apparently I talked too nice about him just by saying his name, because he immediately went into the outside retaining wall. But what a rebound from this 5 car. He is, in fact, your third place car. Sir Gillian's is your 4th place driver, which means that this 5 is third. That is how math works and logic and all that stuff. Meanwhile, up at the front, Private Patton not able to shake away from the 45 of 19 as easily as he's been able to. Not gonna lie, I love that Hooters scheme. Oh, so good. Let's not remember, too. This was the track that NASCAR raced on. Seeing how we're in the 2020 cars, this was the track that NASCAR came back from during the pandemic. As NASCAR was the first sports series to return to live action. First, they tried doing the iRacing thing, which was actually pretty cool. The iRacing Invitational with all the NASCAR drivers through all a bunch of different tracks. And then Darlington opened their arms wide open to this track, being the track that NASCAR could call home, as it was down the street or on the other side of the border from the race shops, so they didn't have to travel far, if at all. They could travel by car. And they did, I believe, 3 to 4 race stretch where it was Darlington, Darlington, Darlington. And let me tell you what, those were some of the best damn races that whole year, That was some of the best races honestly, it was a great send-off for the 2020 cars, for the Gen 6s, and it gave way to the next-gen era. But I look back fondly at those times, the 2020 and the 2020 or 2021, where these guys made a return to Darlington after almost a year hiatus from the public eye. And it was Chase Elliott who did have that controversial moment with Kyle Busch at this track, where we got to see Chase Elliott a little unhappy with one Kyle Busch. Right now, the 9 being driven by Private Patton, and better than Chase Elliott was doing. Chase Elliott never could really get that car up to the front. Meanwhile, the 9 to Private Patton can't keep it away from it. He's been in front all day. The 45 of 19 can only cling to his draft, really. Meanwhile, the field entirely spread out. As we are still... Oh, we gotta switch cameras. There we go. So that way I can have bloody engine noise. Oh boy! I just saw JRC Indy on pit row, but I just saw this number 64 running the bottom a little bit too closely. Caught too much of that bottom apron and sent that car around. So Lord Grizzle goes a lap down. We are coming to 10 laps to go here in Stage 2. Drivers still need, I believe, to make one pit stop to make it to the end. I'm just happy I can see all the drivers again. I know it doesn't look good that I had to go into the driver chat in order to do so that way I can leapfrog back into the game or hitch a ride off of one of these guys to get back in here. But we are back. We are getting ready to conclude Stage 2. 9 laps to go for the number 9. Oh, and lap traffic ahead! That's Indy! does well to get out of the way of the leaders. And there is the 8 of JE. And apparently the 38 and the 8 have been able to coincide. The 8 goes wide, runs the high line so that way the leaders have a lane to get by. Oh, and he comes down and cuts off the 45, killing his run. And man, let me tell you what, nothing's gonna piss 1-9 off more. Oh boy. Not only does JE go a lap down, but he puts a crucial damper on this battle for the race lead. Unable to hold the top, cuts off the 45 of 1-9. Now the 5 of Dobbs still yet to even get to the 64 of Lord Grizzle. And now he has about 8 laps of fuel, so we'll see with his laps to go where these guys are. All right, 6 to go. We actually do have enough to make it to the end. Oh, as here comes 1-9. Apparently we don't. Lord Grizzle has just enough, but he is also 1 lap down. 45 of the 9 on to pit road. There is the 5 of Dobbs. He will follow them down. I do not know where everybody else is. Right now, everybody else on track is getting their lap back. As the 9 and the 45 have really been just putting on a clinic. They could lap the whole field themselves if they wanted to. There is 1-9 jumping back on track. One 9 losing a lot of time to the 9. A private patent. As we have about 3 laps to go. That is the 64 of Lord Grizzle ahead of the 9. There you see Private Patton going to the high side. Oh no, sorry, that's JE. So I need to find... Wait a damn minute. Oh, did I get this entirely wrong? Right now it's showing 19 millimeter. As the race leader. Or is it Sir Gillian's? I think it might be Sir Gillian's. It is! So we'll see if he is to slow down here once he hits the line. It is Sir Gillian's, your stage 2 winner. Oh my. 19 around the 8. 8 quick to get out of the way there. All right, so we'll give you the 19 finishing 5th. Oh my. No, sorry, fourth. JE Racing finishing fifth. So it was Sir Gillian's and Mudweiser, your top two. Private Patton third, 1-9 fourth. JE Racing rounds out your top five. All on the lead lap. Lord Grizzle, the first car, one lap down in sixth. Then it's Dobbs in seventh, involved 10th, eighth. Mikey Danman, ninth, and Indy rounding out your top 10. He is the first car, 2 laps down. And everybody going to come down pit road, which means that Lord Grizzle will get the free pass, and it will be 6 cars on the lead lap. But it will be Sir Gillian's starting on the pole to get us to start of the final stage. Through the Geico restart zone, green flag waves. We are back underway at Darlington. How aggressive will the 9 and the 45 be to get back to the 29 up at the front? They're already by the 12 of Mudweiser. So back to second and third. Cars going everywhere behind them. Oh, Gillian's playing the blocking game. Saw the 9 going high. Throws a block. Car into the wall now that was J.E. Racing into the 32 of Mikey Danman. And right now it is the 29 of Sir Gillian's continuing to lead. And we got 65 laps in this final stage. This one's gonna be a long one, about 2 to 3 pit stops to get us to the end here. Gillian's trapped on the high side. The bottom, the place to be for the 9. Gillian's into the wall. Tried to hold the top as best he could, couldn't do it. Oh, and the 12 and the 32 are around. That brings out the yellow. All right, so the 9 and the 45 is going to be your leaders coming to green. Gillian's fell all the way to third, was able to hold Pat there, and then it just all went awry after that. All the drivers going to come down pit road. This will actually be great for that 88 of Evolved 10s. He'll be back on the lead lap. 7 cars on the lead lap now. Go on with the leader, the 9 of Private Patton. Green flag waves. We are back underway for stage 3. That'll be 5 laps completed under that in-game caution. Oh, the 29 into the 45. 1-9 off and on the wall. They're wrecking him back. Is that going to spark another yellow? It will be a manual if the game doesn't call it. And it is an in-game yellow. And 1-9, who restarted in second, gets shoved up by the 29 of Sir Gillian's into the outside wall. Falls back, gets shoved back into the outside wall by someone trying to miss him. Overcorrected, came back down across the field, and that brings out the most recent yellow. So Sir Gillian's should start second this time. As you gotta think, JRC Indy will take the wave around to get himself back 1 lap down. Meanwhile, we go back to green. It was Mikey Danman getting the free pass. JRC Indy does not get the wave around. Stays 2 laps down. He does end up pitting. It is the 9. Look who's up to third. The 64 of Lord Grizzle. Now through to second. Chunk. Got my producer coming over here distracting me. Little chunky boy. Now, we're going to go on. That 45 of 1-9 gets by the 5 of Dobbs, who gets treated the same as 1-9 did, just shoved up and into the outside wall. Now 1-9 up to 6th. Has the 8. I believe that's the 8. No, that's the 88. Just got back on the lead lap. He sits 5th, and 1-9 closing the gap fast. We do know that 1.9mm is the best, if not second best car on track right now. So getting by these two guys is crucial in not losing too much time to that 9. Who contact with the 88 and the 8. The 8 of JE drops 2 spots. To the bottom goes the 45. Had a run on, involved Tense. And he'll take it to the bottom into turn 1. Oh, and both the 32 and the 88 have it coming together. That'll allow the 45 to go through, but he cooks it through 1 and 2. And now all the cars he just worked so hard to get by are there, and up into the outside wall is J.E. Cooks it. There's Lord Grizzle to the bottom. Loose at a turn 2. Sorry, turn 4. And had to chase it all the way down. 1-9 is legitimately caught in a hornet's nest. 3 wide ahead of him with the 8, the 88, and the 29. Oh, the 5 around! The 45 around! He'll actually make out as the in-game yellow flies. 1-9. Actually, Lord Grizzle got through that a little bit better. 1-9 stays 6 behind Mikey Danman. But Sir Killians is actually doing well with keeping up with that 9 of Private Patton. Might be the right time to figure their stuff out. A lot of guys taking chances they weren't taking through stages 1 and 2. This stage has something on the line, and it is Sir Killians leapfrogging the 9 and will be the control car for the restart. 1.9mm will restart 4th on the high side with a 9 of Patton. Underneath the 8 of J.E. And the 45 is through to 3rd. The traffic he once had to face is now behind him. Everybody checking up for the 29 who got into the wall at a turn 2. Gillian's feeling the pressure behind him. I got no idea what lap we're on. I do know we probably killed about 20 laps under caution. Maybe. .48, so not exactly 20, but pretty damn close. 48 laps to go here at Darlington. Sir Killian's your point car right now, but he's got 2 cars that are hungry to get by, and I know Patton wants to get by. Oh, they're around! The 5 of Dobbs! Only 1 car spun. 2 cars were involved, but it was only 1 car spinning the other. As Gillian's gonna elect to hold Pat on the bottom. Oh, and he's around! Too much apron! Oh, and around goes the 12 as well. The 88, the 38. That was a multi-car. That one was a multi-car. So when they cross the line this next time, it should be a manual yellow unless they can find a way to bring it out themselves in game, but I think it might just be a manual yellow. And it is manual yellow. Man, I'm just watching Lord Grizzle drift his car through 3 and 4. Oh my god. He does well to catch up. He sits 4th. Mikey Danman in 3rd. That is the 88, I believe, of Involved 10. No, that's the 88 of Involved 10. Sitting on the bottom. That is the 8 of JE. I think Involved 10 is trying to bring out the yellow. I don't know if he just shut the... No, he didn't. I thought he just shut the car off. I didn't hear any engine noise. Literally just looking at the officials right there. No yellow flying yet. All right. Sorry, in the middle of a snack break, might be. Your boy is hungry. Give it one more go around unless these guys want to get it going this time by. Now that JRC India has rejoined the field, I see all the cars in there. They're going to get it going. The 9 of Private Patton with one hell of a restart as we go back under green. Oh my good golly. So 9 and the 45 find themselves back up at the front. About 42 to go. Oh, there's some contact in the back. There was a 5 in the 88. Lord Grizzle right now holding on to the last, to that top 5 spot. He runs 5th. He's got the number 5 right behind him in 6th, trying to get that spot away. He's up at the front. 9mm. Quick to get back to the draft of the 9. A private patent. Still have at least one more stop left, so that way they can make it to the end. Oh no! The yellow flies! As Lord Grizzle got too much on the bottom and took 3 cars with him. In-game yellow. Sparks starting to fly at Darlington. And here we go. Ooh, look at this. Sir Gillian's electing not to pit. This will give him the lead as we go back green. Battle for the lead. Here comes the 9. A private patent. Oh, the 9 gets loose. The 29 gets loose. 9 again, not able to get to the inside of Sir Gillian's. He will hold on to the race lead, but the 9 with a run. Here he comes. Now, 1-9. Having a little aid by Gillian's as Gillian's off the outside wall. 1-9 through to second. Oh, and Mikey Danman loose. Contact with a 29. And Sir Gillian's now falling through the field. And 9mm has a game of catch-up to do. And now, 152 of 148 complete. 33 laps to go. Down to the 30s, almost the 20s. What can the 45 do to catch up to that 9? He was able to do it before that last caution. I think this time might be a little bit taller of a task, as he's also got the 32 of Mikey Danman and the 5 of Tristan Dobbs behind him. Ooh, and Dobbs, not a good 1 and 2 there. Not a good 1 and 2 by the 9 either. Nope, we are still green. And 1-9, using the outside to try and shoot to the lead. He has the run. Will the 9 relinquish the lead and fall in line? He does. 9mm, your leader at Darlington. 31 laps to go. 30 and a half if you want to count where we are at currently. And here in the crowd, seeing the 45 up at the front. Oh, car around! The 5 of Tristan Dobbs. Does a little pirouette and gets it back going again. Oh, involved tenths around. Up into the 8 he goes. That could bring out another yellow. Oh my God, and Sir Gillians and Lord Grizzle able to work their way around that one. And yes, the yellow does fly with 29 laps remaining. And 1-9 was actually starting to pull away from Private Patton just a bit. We'll see where this one lands. Oh, I just realized I'm still on mute. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, I've just been talking to myself for the past 5 minutes here. But now 19mm, your race leader, the 9 of Private Patton. Sitting in second. These drivers do still need to make one last green flag stop in order to make it to the end. They're about 2 laps short. And I can tell you, this 9 and 45, not saving. These guys are racing hard for the lead. And now, the 9 looks to just fall in line. He had a run on 19, but looks to just fall in line there as we appear to be under yet another yellow. And in fact, we are. So now, we are under yellow. This will be able to get us to the finish. No more pit stops will be needed in order to get us to the checkers. They will have enough tires and fuel. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually surprised my voice is lasting this long. Honestly. All right, back up at the front though. 19, your race leader. He will lead them back to green. We are back underway to see the end of this one, hopefully. Overtime to cool IRL. Not here. Mikey Danman into the wall. Cuts down the 12. They all stay straight. Almost. We saw the 12 get really squirrely out of 2 down there on the apron. There's JRC Indy fighting with Sir Gillians. Side by side for third. He's through. Oh, and Indy gonna peek to the inside of the 9 of Patton. This for second. Oh, gets squirrely, but so does everybody else. Indy is through. They try to get back to 19. The race leader. Sir Gillians is through. Private Patton falls to 4th. His day falling apart. Cannot count on a green flag pit stop to save him here. 13 laps to go. 19 into the wall. Everybody but the 9. And here he comes. Private Patton back through to second. Now has to hunt down the 45 once more. Boy, everybody fumbled out of turn 2. 12 to go. Everybody and their mother fumbled turn 2 exit, and the 9 could do nothing but capitalize, clearing himself through to second after being as far back as 4th, and now within a car length of your race leader 19 in the 45 as we close in on 10 to go. He's going to peak to the bottom. The laps are too close to the end. This is not the time to just ride in line. So 11 to go. And that is a sign that a yellow has been brought out. And the 88 have involved tenths back here. Oh boy. I'm really interested to see if we make it into overtime, and I say that with a minor hint of sarcasm. Everybody wondering how this one will finish. Can 19 hold off one more restart potentially and hold off that 9 of Private Patton? Will it be 19 or Patton, or will we see a sleeper pick? That's not one of those two. Because everybody's a sleeper in this race besides your 2 up at the front. And now, into the Geico restart zone. Green flag waves. Let's see if we can get to the finish. We got 8 laps to go. And 19, your race leader. The 9 of Private Patton. How aggressive will the blocks be from the 45 if the 9 tries to get a run on him? Look at how tight, nicked everybody is behind this 45. They are all in a train. Which is cool, but can also be super bad if anything were to go wrong. As Lord Grizzle in the 64 has found his way up to 4th. Here comes the 9. The 45 beats him to the brakes. Or outbreaks him, I should say. And holds the lead. The 9 had a peek to the inside. We are at 6 laps to go. The 64 and the 38 are just as much in this fight as the 2 up at the front. 4-car battle potentially for the win. The 9 peeking to the inside again. Oh, 1-9 chopping the nose off, but the 9 with the run. Side by side for the lead as we come to 5 to go. Can 1-9 hold that top? What will the 9 do on the bottom? Oh, they stack up! Big crash! This will definitely bring out the yellow. Oh no, the 9 fell victim to the painted line that everybody else has succumbed to throughout this race as he was stuck on the bottom. And around he went. And you saw it collected 1-9. It collected everybody in behind. Or it didn't collect 1-9. 1-9 was the only one to make it through. Collected Lord Grizzle, who was running 4th. JRC Indy, who was running 3rd. It was the big one at Darlington. And this one will send us into overtime. With drivers being aggressive, trying to get back through the field. It'll be involved tense on the outside front row as we go to NASCAR overtime. Green, white, checkered. Attempt number 1. Look where Private Patton has to come from. He's up into 5th, but he's got a ton of ground to cover. 1-9 just has to hold off the 88, who's got to run to his outside. The 32 puts a block on Patton. Involved tense. Trying to hold tight on the outside, but can't do it. 1-9 through. Here comes Mikey Danman. White flag, 1 to go. Next flag will end it. The 9 of Patton through to 3rd. Here he comes, the 9! He's underneath the 45! Will he play spoiler? The 5 shoves him down! They're going to be side by side, potentially. No! Out of turn 4! Private Patton comes from 5th! And just squeaks the win from Mikey Danman! Oh my! Mikey Danman put on a hard charge at the end, but it was Private Patton who locks himself into the championship 4. And 1-9, who is leading with half a lap to go. Falls out of the top 5. J.E. 3rd. Lord Grizzle 4th. 5th. Tristan Dobbs 6th. Involved 10th. Sir Gillian 7th. Indy 8th. Mudweiser 9th. And wowee. What a finish at Darlington we got to see. And I would have hated if I looked down and saw that my mic was muted. But wowee, wow. couldn't ask for a better opening round at Darlington. It was solved at the end. We finished it without a caution, even though if that was another lap longer, it would have been. But we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please press that like and subscribe button. We'll be back here next Monday to kick off the second race of the round of 8, which will be at Atlanta. A rough-ass track. Dude, that track will beat these 2020s to bits. But should be a good one. We'll see you guys there. But for today, we say congratulations to the 9 of Private Patton, the first driver to lock himself into the championship round. But my name is Walbridge, and I will see you guys next Monday at 8.